What's going on, guys? It's the final regular season recap, or not regular season, postseason recap. Championship week has come and gone, and much to many people's surprise, Willie wins it again. This is his second win in 3 years? Yeah, this is exciting, Willie. Congratulations, man. Well done. He wins, and not just wins, but wins by a large margin. Zach's team just completely shit the bed, scoring only 83 points. Willie with a big 142. His team just went off this week. So congratulations, Willie. That's super exciting. Very happy for you. When we look at the matchups here, let me see if I can get into the Week 17 matchup. There it is. So yeah, big scoring with Tom Brady and Cooper Kupp. Willie said, "Who needs a tight end? I'm gonna drop Darren Waller, f that guy, and I'm gonna play an old man with COVID." So no points from his tight end, but Ramondre came up big. Cooks had a solid week, and then Narland's defense just came through for him big time with almost 35 points. Meanwhile, Zach, his team, he could have stood a chance had he coached a little bit better. Left a lot of points on his bench with Keenan, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Chargers defense all outscoring players like Edmonds and Dalvin Cook. Who's that guy? Why would you play Dalvin? He only scored you 1 point. Why would you play a guy who only scores you 1 point, Zach? Another guy named Antonio Brown who only got you 2 points. I heard he's a rapper now, so I don't know. Yeah, huge bummer for Zach, but man, what a win by Willie. Great job, Willie. In the toilet bowl, it was a battle of the vets. The two men who have been in this league the longest, Habanos and Horn Dogs. Horn Dogs started this league back in '83, and he goes from the championship last year to the giant turd this year. That's how the mighty have fallen from grace. You might want to change your name like ASAP, because VFL Champs Horn Dogs is not going to cut it. So recommend you change that there, Larry. So final standings, when we look at the finance sheet, third place went to Chet Casher. So that was a big victory that he had over, who did he play again? The Walking Dead. So 122 to 107. So Chet Casher gets third and gets the payout. And Pete is, strong run, fourth place. But not enough, man. Not enough. So when we look at the final standings here and in the VFL Finances sheet, it's Don't Panic and Zach Borgman, 1 and 2, Chet Casher, The Walking Dead, 3 and 4, Thunder Blender, MF CEO, Tons of Anarchy, Mad Dogs, Cuddy Shark, Big Dumb Ox, Habanos, and Horn Dogs at the end. Now, we do not do draft order based on standings, because you can just tank 1 year and get, whatever you want in the next. So instead, our draft order is determined by this week's All-Star game, which we'll get to in a second. First, I want to talk about payouts. So when we look at the finances, it's average debt this year was only 121, which is awesome. Great job, guys. All of us have already paid our $100 in. So when we look at the debts, Thunder Blender did the best. Big wins, small losses, and he ends up getting money back. So he's owed $36 back to him. Total debt was only $63, so great job. Then we've got, you contrast that with the high end, which was Habanos, but only because he increased his fab $150 throughout the season. So if you include that, he had a total debt of $328. He's already paid most of that, so he only owes, it's another $78. So the finances sheet is there, so you guys can take a look at that. Payouts though, first place is getting over $1,000 for winning. So congrats, you get 60% of the pot. Second place gets 25% of the pot, which comes out to $450. Third place gets 5%, which is $90. And the winner of our All-Star game, you get two main bonuses by winning the All-Star game, okay? You get 10% of the pot first, right? So it's $180 in your pocket. Second, you get to choose what your draft position is. So based on the standings of the All-Star game, starting at the winner and going all the way down to the losers, you'll get to choose your draft position. So if you want to draft on the turn, you can pick 12. If you want to draft number 1 and get, the number 1 most likely to get hurt player, you can do that. So winner of the All-Star game gets to choose their draft position, and then you'll choose based on going down, right? So second place gets to choose theirs, third place, fourth, so on and so forth. So that's how it's going to work. Now, the All-Star game. How does the All-Star game work? I'm glad you asked. I sent out a spreadsheet, and it has the all of the lineups. So you can find down at the bottom, pick your team name in the tabs, and you can choose your team based on that. There are salary sheets as well that are locked. Okay, so all of those salaries are from DraftKings. DraftKings does their lineups based on a $50,000 budget, and so you've got all of your salaries listed there, so you can choose your players. You cannot go over the $50,000 salary cap. The positions are a little bit different than our normal ones. Okay, so it's quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, and a flex. Okay, so that's what we're doing for lineups. But the scoring will be our scoring, not DraftKings scoring. Okay, so DraftKings does theirs based on a PPR, or I think half-point PPR. We don't. We also don't do negatives. DraftKings does. We also do punt returns. Okay, DraftKings doesn't do that, or punt and return yards, right? So kick and punt return yards. So to keep that in mind, right? Like last week, Braxton Berrios was, I think, like one of the top scoring players in our league because of the return yards plus how well he did as a receiver. So keep that in mind as you're choosing, right? You might be able to find some steals there in the salaries. I think Deontay Harris is back, right? So some of those guys. So basically all you need to do is just copy the row from the salary sheet, paste it into your lineup, and that'll be it. We are doing both Saturday games as well as all the Sunday lineups. Okay, so you need to get this in before kickoff Saturday, which I think is 1 o'clock Eastern. I think is the Pitt Baltimore. No, 4:30 Eastern, maybe. KC Denver, I think is 4:30 Eastern. Yeah. So that's the one that you got to do. Okay, so before 4:30 Eastern. Okay, so the West Coast guys, that would be 1:30 your time. Mountain guys, that's 2:30 our time. Before 4:30 Eastern, you have to get your lineup in. Okay, and I'll be checking too. Okay, so anyone who doesn't have their lineup set by then, I'm gonna lock out the whole sheet at that point. So that you can't make any changes or edits or anything like that. So get your lineup in by then. If you have any questions, let me know. But again, okay, DraftKings salary with salary cap, DraftKings positions, VFL scoring. Okay, so just remember that as you do it. Okay, make sure you fill it out because, like I said, I mean, you've got your pick in the draft plus 180 going at you. So. The winner gets a nice payout. Willie won this last year, so you guys know. In fact, Willie, I think, has won several times. He must play DraftKings because he's pretty damn good at this DFS stuff. So keep that in mind, you guys. He could be the winner of VFL plus get his pick again in the draft. So we'll see how that goes. Didn't work out too well for him this year. I mean, that's what's amazing about this. I want everyone to take a second and just realize the season that Willie had. Okay, number 1 pick in the draft, picks Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets hurt like less than halfway into the season, right? And like doesn't play for the rest of the year, and yet he still wins. Super active on the waiver wire, just really smart lineup setting. And he had a couple of weeks where he had guys step up that needed to step up. Eked out that first round victory against me in the playoffs, and then just didn't look back. So, man, what a season Willie had. For a lot of adversity, and still made it work. So, good job, Willie. Guys, good luck this week in the All-Star. Get your lineups in. And look forward to seeing who wins. See ya.